They said the family vacation was cancelled. I saw their photos, poolside cocktails, matching towels, even the dog in sunglasses. I texted, seriously, even the dog? My sister's reply came instantly, don't be dramatic. We took the dog instead of you. I stared at the screen, my fingers tightening around the phone. I hadn't even unpacked from the trip they'd invited me on. No, begged me to cover half of, because it's a family thing and your family, right? I was family until I wasn't. Then another message popped up, hey, can you send $400 for utilities? My jaw tightened. Memories crashed over me, last Christmas, when I paid for the entire dinner because Mom forgot her wallet, my sister's bridal shower, where I was the one footing the bill for the venue because it's her big day and she's so stressed, the time my brother's car broke down and I wired money without asking for it back. But this was different. This was a mockery, a taunt. I typed back, my hands steady, my heartbeat anything but sure, I canceled the transfer. Then I blocked her number. Then I walked to my laptop, pulled up the lease agreement for our shared apartment, the one I paid most of the rent for, the one where she was trying to save up, and submitted a request to terminate it. Effective immediately. That night, 49 messages lit up my phone. Mark, why are you doing this? My sister. You're being dramatic. Just call me. My mom. Bro, are you serious? I thought we were cool. My brother. I stared at the wall, the dark silence of my empty apartment wrapping around me like a cold blanket. A part of me expected the old guilt to creep in, that familiar weight of obligation pressing on my chest. But it didn't. Instead, something else settled, a cold, sharp clarity. They had made their choice. They took the dog instead of me. The dog. My phone buzzed again, my mother's name lighting up the screen. I let it ring out, then played the voicemail. Mark, honey, your sister is really upset. We didn't mean for this to become such a big thing. Just send the money and let's talk this out. Family helps each other, right? Family? That word was becoming a bitter joke. The next morning, I woke to another wave of messages. My sister had found out about the lease. Mark, what are you doing? You can't just terminate it without talking to me. Mark, this is insane. Where will I go? Mom said, you're being childish. Fix this. I set the phone down, made myself coffee, and stared at the empty chair across the table. For the first time, I didn't feel like the bad guy. I didn't feel guilty. I felt free because they didn't cancel the vacation. They canceled me. And now, I was done being their safety net. I watched the notifications on my phone climb, 49 messages. Most of them were from my sister, a few from Mom, and just one from Dad. I didn't open any of them. I didn't need to. They were predictable. Anger, guilt, manipulation, the same old script. My sister crying, begging me to fix it. Mom, her voice dripping with disappointment, saying I was overreacting. Dad's single text, call me. Let's sort this out. Sort this out. Like they'd sorted me out of the family vacation. Like they'd sorted my name off the lease and put the dog in my place. I tossed my phone on the kitchen counter, the glow of the screen a bitter reminder of every sacrifice I'd made for them. And for what? To be replaced by a dog in sunglasses. But even now, part of me wanted to explain myself, to text them back, to hear them say I was being silly. To believe, even for a second, that they cared. But I didn't. Instead, I sank into the couch, a cold emptiness settling in my chest. Memories flooded back, a painful slideshow of every time I had bailed them out. I used to think I was their hero. It started small, a few dollars here, a little help there. A family dinner where I picked up the bill because Mom forgot her wallet. My sister's first car, when her credit was too low to get a decent rate. Back then, they were grateful, or at least they pretended to be. Mark, you're a lifesaver, Mom would sigh, wrapping me in a hug that felt warm, even if it lasted just a second too long. I'll pay you back as soon as I can, my sister promised with a wide smile, her hand already reaching for the keys. But the repayments never came. The gratitude faded. The requests grew. I became the go-to solution. Mom's emergency dentist bill, $300. My brother's urgent laptop repair, $600. My sister's, can you cover my share of the rent? Just this once, $900. At first, I thought I was helping. Family helps family, right? That's what they always told me. But slowly, helping became expected a duty. My duty. And they didn't ask anymore. They just assumed. I still remember the first time I tried to say no. It was Dad, calling me just before midnight. His voice was a little slurred, too much of his favorite bourbon. "Hey, kid," he began, trying to sound casual. "Listen, I'm in a bit of a bind. Need $1,500 to cover the mortgage. Just a short-term thing. $1,500? I can't just dash. Mark, please. It's the house. Your mother would be heartbroken. We could lose it." I heard her voice in the background, sharp and irritated. "Don't make him feel guilty. Just tell him it's his turn to help." His turn. My turn. I sent the money because what else could I do? I tried to talk to them about it once, to set some boundaries. I asked them to at least keep me updated before assuming I'd cover their messes. Mom's response was a sigh, a deep, world-weary sigh. "We're family, Mark. Family doesn't keep score." Dad chuckled. "You'll understand when you have your own kids one day." My sister texted me later, "Don't make this a big deal. It's just money. You make good money anyway." Yeah, I made good money. That's why I didn't deserve a seat at the table, right? Why I was replaced by a dog in their vacation photos. But the worst was yet to come. Christmas last year. I'd spent hours picking the perfect gifts, an expensive watch for Dad, a luxury spa day for Mom, and a brand new iPad for my sister. I thought it would be different. That maybe this time they'd see how much I cared. I was wrong. Dad opened the watch, glanced at it, and mumbled, "Nice. Bit flashy, isn't it?" Mom didn't even unwrap the spa voucher, just set it aside with a polite smile. And my sister? She laughed. Actually laughed. "Mark, you really are trying too hard," she grinned, turning to Mom. "He thinks he can buy his way into the family." Buy my way in. I excused myself, walked out into the freezing night air, and sat in my car, the engine off, my breath misting the windshield. Buy my way in. That's when it hit me. They didn't see me as family. I wasn't a brother, a son. I was an ATM with a heartbeat. The final straw came a month later, my sister's wedding. I wasn't even in the wedding party. Just a guest. A guest who paid for half the reception. I remember asking her about it, trying to smile, trying to be casual. "Hey, didn't you say I'd be a groomsman?" She shrugged. "Yeah, but we were tied on numbers." "I thought you'd understand." Tied on numbers, but not on my wallet. They were tied on everything except how much they could take from me. And then the vacation, the final insult. The family trip I paid for half of, only to be cut out at the last minute. The photos of them laughing by the pool, the dog lounging in the sun, his little sunglasses reflecting the sky. They chose the dog over me. I wasn't family. I was a convenience. But that was over. I reached for my phone, the screen still littered with missed messages. I deleted them all without reading. Then I opened my bank app, pulled up the recurring transfers I'd set up for Mom, for Dad, for my sister. Cancelled. 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 Then I logged into my email and typed a brief message to the landlord, request to terminate the lease immediately. I will not be responsible for further payments. I leaned back, staring at the empty apartment around me. The silence was thick, but for the first time in years, it didn't suffocate me because I wasn't alone. I was finally alone. And that was better. Better than being their fool. Better than being their wallet. Better than being nothing. The next morning, I walked into the showroom. My step steady, my face a mask of calm. But beneath the surface, the echoes of yesterday lingered. Whispered glances followed me. A few colleagues exchanged looks. I ignored them. I was here to work, not to explain, not to defend, just to move forward. But even as I guided a client through the smooth leather of a luxury interior, their voices haunted me. I stood beside the gleaming black McLaren, my voice calm and smooth, guiding the client through the luxury interior. The man's eyes lit up with fascination as I demonstrated the adaptive suspension, the lightning-fast acceleration. In this place, I was in control, confident, respected until the glass doors of the showroom burst open. Mark. My mother's voice cut through the air like a knife. I froze, my perfect smile cracking for just a second. I turned, and there they were, my mother, red-faced and teary-eyed, my sister trailing behind, wiping her eyes, and my father storming in with a scowl like thunder. The client blinked, surprised. Other customers and my colleagues turned, their polite conversations dying off into a tense silence. This is not happening, I whispered to myself, forcing a steady breath. But it was. They were here. They had come to my workplace. My mother marched straight up to me, her voice sharp and trembling. How could you do this to us? We are your family. Mom, this is not the place, I tried to whisper, stepping in front of the McLaren, trying to shield the scene from the client. No, she screamed, her voice breaking. You don't get to walk away. You blocked your sister, canceled the lease, and left us with nothing. My sister's turn now. You abandoned us, Mark. We are struggling because of you. Her face was streaked with makeup, tears smudged into black streaks. Dad stepped forward, his voice a growl. We raised you, fed you, gave you everything, and this is how you repay us. I felt my jaw clench, the heat rising in my chest, but I kept my voice low. We can discuss this somewhere else. Not here. But they didn't care. Somewhere else, my mother shrieked. When, Mark? You won't answer our calls. Won't text back. Won't even talk to your sister. You're punishing us for what? For asking for help? For being a family? A few customers began to pull out their phones, whispering to each other. I saw one of my colleagues staring at me, wide-eyed. Please, just step outside, I begged, the calm in my voice starting to crack. But my sister wasn't done. You've always thought you were better than us, didn't you? Just because you have a good job, just because you make more money, you think you're above us. My father's voice was like steel. You've really disappointed us, Mark. We should have never relied on you. And something snapped. I stepped forward, my voice rising, the professionalism I'd clung to crumbling. Relied on me? Relied on me? You didn't rely on me. You used me. I wasn't family to you. I was a wallet with legs. My mother gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. My sister shook her head, her tears turning to anger. How dare you? We are your family. Family? I laughed, the sound cold and sharp. Like on that vacation, the one you took without me? The one where you took the dog instead? My father's face twisted in confusion. That's not the point, Mark. Oh, it's exactly the point, I shouted, and I felt the whole showroom staring, phones recording. I didn't care anymore. You took my money, my time, my kindness, and you laughed at me behind my back. You didn't just forget about me. You replaced me. We needed your help, my mother cried. We needed you, Mark. We still do. You need me because you can't stand on your own. I paid for your bills, your dinners, your trips, your lies. I sacrificed for you and you turned me into your joke. My sister's voice was a desperate whine now. Mark, please, not like this. Don't do this here. Just please, just help us. You know we don't mean it. I laughed again, bitter and raw. You don't mean it. That's the problem, isn't it? You never mean anything except when it comes to my money. My manager finally stepped forward, his voice a forced calm. Sir, is there a problem? I turned to him, breathing hard, trying to force a smile. Not anymore. They were just leaving. But my father stepped between me and the manager, his voice a low, venomous growl. Don't you dare turn your back on us, boy. You owe us. I leaned in, letting the rage twist my voice into ice. I owe you? I've given you everything. And you took it without a second thought. But that's over. I looked at my mother, her eyes desperate, her cheeks stained with tears. You said family doesn't keep score, remember? Well, maybe that's because I'm the only one who ever paid the price. My sister tried one last time, reaching for my arm. Please, Mark. Just one last time. Help us. I stepped back. One last time. No. The account is closed. My father raised a hand as if to grab me, but I didn't even flinch. Touch me and we're done forever. Silence. Thick, suffocating silence. My mother's sobs were the only sound. My father's jaw tightened, and he turned, grabbing her by the arm. "Come on, let's go." My sister glared at me, her tear-filled eyes twisting with hatred. "You'll regret this." "You will." They stormed out, the glass doors swinging shut behind them. The showroom was frozen, every face watching me, every phone still raised. I straightened my suit, forced a slow breath, and turned back to the client, whose eyes were as wide as saucers. "Sorry about that," I said, my voice perfectly calm again. "Now, about that McLaren. 3 years of warranty, full service included." The fallout was immediate. My manager pulled me into his office the next morning, his expression a mix of pity and frustration. "Mark, what happened yesterday?" I kept my voice steady. "A family issue. They showed up uninvited." "Uninvited?" He leaned back, rubbing his temples. "Half the showroom saw it. Customers were recording it. It's all over social media." I didn't flinch. "I understand. It won't happen again." He sighed, the tension easing slightly. "Look, you're one of our best salesmen, but you need to keep your personal life out of this place. This is a luxury dealership, not a reality show." I nodded. "Understood." But as I stepped out of his office, I could feel the weight of the stairs. Conversations hushed whenever I walked by. Colleagues who once smiled and chatted now exchanged nervous glances, whispering as I passed. The receptionist, usually cheerful, looked away, pretending to be busy with her computer. And yet, a strange calm settled over me. The embarrassment that should have scorched me, it didn't. For the first time, I wasn't the one hiding, pretending, or explaining. They had made a scene. Not me. They had ripped open the truth for everyone to see. I was done being ashamed. Back home, I dropped my keys on the kitchen counter and stared at my phone. Messages still flooded in a constant stream of missed calls and voice notes. I set it on silent, grabbed a cold drink from the fridge, and sank into the worn leather of my couch. The silence was thick, pressing against my ears, but I welcomed it. For the first time, it wasn't suffocating. It was honest. I opened my laptop, pulled up my banking app, and began scrolling through years of transactions. Each one a small wound. $300 for mom's emergency dental bill. $1,200 for dad's car repairs. $5,000 for my sister's once-in-a-lifetime trip she just had to take. I listed them all. Every single dollar. Rent payments, credit card bailouts, emergency funds, Christmas gifts that went unthanked. The list grew, the numbers piling higher, turning from hundreds to thousands. $34,600. I leaned back, staring at the cold, unfeeling digits. It was like looking at a crime scene. My phone buzzed again. A new message from Mom. "Mark, please just call me. Let's talk." I ignored it. Instead, I opened the family group chat and attached a screenshot of the spreadsheet. A single message followed. "This is what you owe me. $34,600. You have 30 days to pay it back." The response was immediate, frantic. "Mom, Mark, what is this? You can't be serious. Dad, this is ridiculous. We're your family. Sister, where do you expect us to get that kind of money?" I replied calmly. "Figure it out. You always found money for vacations and designer bags. Time to find it for your debts." The first week was chaos. Mom left me tearful voicemails, each more desperate than the last. "Mark, please. We didn't mean to hurt you. Family isn't about money." Dad's tone was angrier, his voice a gruff snarl. "You're being unbelievably selfish. We raised you, and this is how you repay us? Demanding money like a loan shark." My sister's messages were a roller coaster of guilt and excuses. "Please, Mark. You know we're struggling. I just lost my job. I can't pay this. How can you do this to us? We're your family. I didn't mean to hurt you. Please just talk to me." But I stayed silent. I didn't reply. I didn't pick up their calls. I let the chaos burn without me. Until one evening, the doorbell rang. I opened it to find my mother standing there, holding a Tupperware of cookies. Her face was puffy from crying, her hair a tangled mess, her hands trembling. "Mark, honey, please, can we talk?" I didn't invite her in. I just leaned against the door frame, blocking her view of the apartment. "Talk about what, Mom?" "The $34,600 you owe me." Her lower lip trembled. "It's not fair. We're family. You can't put a price on love." I laughed. A cold, bitter laugh. "Love? Is that what you call it?" Because to me, it felt a lot like a transaction. "I paid, and you smiled. I paid, and you didn't care." Her voice rose, desperate. "We did care. We always cared. Cared so much you replaced me with a dog on your vacation," I shot back. "Cared so much you laughed when I paid for everything. Cared so much you never even tried to pay me back." Her face twisted in a mix of shame and anger. "It wasn't like that, Mark. You're making it sound so cruel." "It was cruel, Mom. And now you have 30 days, or I'll take you to court." Her eyes widened, horror washing over her. "Court? You wouldn't. We're your parents." I leaned forward, my voice cold. "Then act like it or pay me back." I shut the door. Days passed. Silence settled like dust. I expected them to call to beg, but nothing came. Not until a week later, when my sister sent me a message. "Mark, we sold the SUV. We'll send the money tomorrow. I hope you're happy." The next day, a transfer hit my account, $34,600. But that wasn't the end. Another message followed. This one unexpected. "Mark, I'm sorry. I know we treated you like a bank. I know we hurt you. I didn't want to admit it, but you were right. We used you. I'm sorry. I miss you." I stared at it, that flicker of bitterness burning inside. But it didn't hurt. Not anymore. I didn't reply. With the money back in my account, I did something I hadn't done in years. I booked a solo trip. A week in the mountains, away from the noise, the guilt, the manipulation. I hiked in the mornings, breathed the crisp air, felt the cold wind on my face. I met strangers who didn't know me as the family's walking ATM. One night, as I sat by a crackling campfire, my phone buzzed. Another message from my sister. "Mark, I know you hate us, but please don't hate me forever. I wish things were different." This time, I replied. "I don't hate you. I just stopped pretending that love is the same as exploitation." Silence. Hours passed. Then another text. "I'm sorry. I mean it." I watched the fire dance, the flames twisting and curling bright and wild. And for the first time in a long time, I felt alive. I leaned back, watching the stars stretch endlessly across the night sky. And I smiled. They were gone. Their debts were gone. Their weight was gone. And I was finally free.